A podcast full of mayhem awaits with today's Jimmy and Nath Show with Emma.
And it's mayhem at Chemist Warehouse.
Stock up and save now with the Chemist Warehouse half-price cosmetics sale.
Welcome to the podcast, everybody. It's a good show today. I know I keep saying that, but today was a ripper.
Yeah, there's some days that are like good shows, and then there's good shows. Shit hot shows.
Yeah, this was shit hot today.
Can we do a bit of admin here?
Yeah.
What's this 23rd thing? What's it for?
Oh, okay.
25th.
We're just going to do some admin on the podcast. So there will be an outside broadcast that the show has been asked to do on that particular date.
25th, which is a Wednesday.
The 25th, which is a Wednesday. Just want to make sure that you are free for that date.
I will have a look at my shared notes app with my partner.
One thing we love doing on this show is talking about our, lively admin, our personal admin on the podcast.
Okay, well, can you just say yes? Because I've already logged a nanny in for that day. Caitlin's already said yes.
I can tell you he's got nothing on because I've got his calendar with his wife.
With the wife? No, I don't. I don't have anything.
Yep.
Right. Well, now you've got that.
And what are we doing there?
Tell Gabs.
We're doing an outside broadcast, a broadcast of the show. So if you want to, should we tell Gabby who? So Gabby is a little peek behind the curtains. Gabby, who is the head of our fun and games department here for the show, she organises all our events.
Yeah.
Maybe just tell her for the answer, listen to the podcast.
No, I've already said yes.
One extra listen.
We're doing a show for MJ the Musical.
Yeah.
Which this is the first time hearing about it.
You've been on many emails and texts.
Yeah.
That is true, but this is the first time hearing about it.
No one's actually verbally said it to
just
you.
because someone sent me an email and a text message does not mean I've read either of those things.
You need it brought up on a podcast.
I'm not doing anything.
What? Like, what do you mean?
Like, I'm not, because you pitched this thing a while ago. You're like, Jimmy
I
Nath
didn't. They came to us.
I'm just letting you know.
Oh, yes.
I'm just letting you know.
Well,
He's not performing. He's just going to
Because
be
you
there.
pitched the thing,
He's
and I
not a
did read that
monkey.
email and text message. Where
Yep.
it's Jimmy Nath and Emma go learn to be in a musical for 6 weeks.
Oh, that's
and
right. That
To
was
live
gonna
out Nath's dream.
Yeah,
that was going to be a 6-weeker.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then it was
Centered
like-
around me. Shocked me.
I died when I read that. I was like,
I
I'm
hate
not doing
musicals.
this.
You're a mother of two. You've got to give up your afternoons.
It was like 8 rehearsals a day.
my
And you're like,
God.
yep. And then the listeners vote on who should be in the musical. Why would me and Emma want to be in it?
I forgot that
Yes.
I pitched that.
There's just
You
so
pitched it
many.
without even asking me or Emma.
If you say to Nate, hey, can you build an idea around this? He'll be like, ding, 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 ding. There'll be like 35 ideas within 5 seconds. I'm seeing this. I'm hearing that.
I need a life is what we're learning.
No, I'm happy if you want to do that. If you want to do that and then you come back into the show and you tell Em and I about it and we go, wow, I'm happy to listen. I'm just not doing
No,
it.
but here's the thing. I pitched it as just me, and then they go, you really should involve your co-host.
No, you didn't. You put us in as well. And you're like, secretly, I just want to do
I
it.
do this for 6 weeks, and Jimmy and Emma watch.
I won't watch, but you can tell me about it.
Yeah.
No, that's true. On this podcast.
Yeah.
You can listen to
The radio show.
Yeah.
You can do whatever you want.
Anyway, Gabby, if you are listening, Jimmy's available on the 25th. So enjoy. See you guys.
See you later.
Bye.
Bye.
Hey, we've just asked a question on 131060. What is the most outrageous or effed up feedback you've ever received from a boss? This is because, guys, Gen Z workers, they've come out and said that they are over getting lots of feedback from bosses, right? So they're over getting the annual, performance review.
appraisal.
They're over getting the annual performance review because it makes them anxious and they feel like there's other opportunities to grow, but you're waiting for a certain time and then you're just lumping all this crap on them. And they're like, I could have fixed this months ago if you were just going, hey, what about this? But they find it very passive-aggressive.
That's fair. Worst feedback I ever got was I used to put my feet up on like a chair next to me in the studio when I was doing the show.
Yep.
And a boss came in and physically grabbed my legs and threw them against the wall and was like, you wouldn't put your feet up at home.
Actually, you would.
I was like, I would.
You absolutely
I
would.
own my couch. And
Yeah.
I put my feet on my couch.
I put my
And
feet on the coffee table.
He's like, it's affecting your performance on air.
Yeah. You know, when I used to work at Freedom Furniture, my mum was the
The
boss. and she-
feedback was, you're fired.
No, yeah, it was
Shit at your job.
Stop sleeping with the homewares girls. That's what the feedback was. All right, we're looking for the worst feedback you've ever got. Producer Lolo, you've had some shocking feedback before. What did you get?
Mine was I was probably 23 at the time, and a boss was just talking to me, and she's like, "You're great at your job, blah, blah, blah. Maybe just stop wearing your hair in a high ponytail and try and lower the tone of your voice because you sound too young and it makes you look younger."
Oh.
Was she much older than you and less attractive?
She was like maybe 10 years older than me, and I would have been 23, so early 30s.
There you go.
But I have a naturally high pitch, and I can't help it.
Babe, it wasn't about you, it was about her. That whole scenario is about her.
Can you try just
give us a low voice?
Example of a low
give
voice.
us a low voice.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hey, finally I understand you.
Whatever you want, sir. Yes, 3 bags full.
Well, don't mess with him, mate. Don't mess with him.
Love you, Lolo.
Nikki.
Hey, up yours.
Up yours. Thank you for using the official greeting of the show. Nikki, what's the most outrageous, effed up feedback you've ever got from a boss?
Well, she referred to me as coriander, and she said I needed to remember that some people like coriander and some people really hate coriander.
That is so rough. Why?
But that's okay. Well, I guess I'm a nurse, so I've just finished work. So, yeah, hats off to nurses.
Hats off to nurses.
The nurses.
But I went into corporate world for a little bit, and let's just say nurses really stand out in corporate world, and I guess I was my same kind of nursey self.
Yeah.
And she just kind of, I think that was her way of putting me in my place. Let's say I don't work there anymore.
I love coriander.
So do I.
I was going to ask, let's have a vote. Who likes coriander?
Coriander.
All right, let's go around the room. Jimmy, do you like coriander?
When I order a burrito, I ask for extra coriander.
Okay, Em, do you like coriander?
When I get my hong ha, I get coriander every time.
Excellent.
What about you?
I hate it. Sorry, Nikki.
Trending now with Emma Chow.
No wonder Blake Lively's relationship with Taylor Swift is so strained. Wait for it. Blake apparently threatened Tay-Tay through her lawyers.
This is full on.
So everyone noticed that Taylor didn't bring Blake with her as a guest to Super Bowl this year. Jimmy, you were there. She brought Ice Spice, right?
With my little eye.
Tell you, I don't see.
But the year before, it was like Blake.
Audio Bones just shook his head at that. Don't you shake your head at my joke?
You didn't like that, Bonesy.
He just went, he didn't know I was looking at him, he just went, oh.
Bonesy, you give...
It's not your best.
It's not your best.
It's not your best.
Not my
Feedback,
best.
mate. We're just talking about ferocious feedback.
Ferocious feedback from my boss, Audio Bones.
So anyway, with Taylor not bringing Blake to the Super Bowl, it looked like she was kind of taking sides in the Baldoni and Blake drama, right? So she was like, put a statement out that you're on my side or else I'm going to release 10 years worth, an entire decade worth of text between you and me for everyone to read.
Straight up extortion and blackmail, which is a crime in itself. But here's the thing. You don't stop dragging people into your mess, especially someone who has got a lot more to lose than you. Mm-hmm. If she takes a side, then all of a sudden she's involved and people can have an opinion and think about her in a way that she doesn't want to be thought about. It's not her thing.
It's dragging people through the mud.
Dragging people through the mud, mate.
And also,
not into it.
This is like the godmother of 3 of your kids, and that's how you're going to treat her?
Mind you, if Jimmy was given the threat that someone would release all these text messages from the last 10 years, he would absolutely take a side. 100%.
I'd jump into the middle of the ocean.
Yeah, 100%.
With my phone.
Yeah, whilst taking a side.
And finally, Kendall Jenner was at the Knicks game with Kylie and Timothy Chalamet the other day, but she was worried about people seeing something on her face. She chipped her tooth on the plane over.
What? In first class? What happened?
Well, on the private jet.
In a private jet.
On the private.
She's not first class.
Yeah, true.
So she's higher than that.
Yeah.
She's in a different plane stratosphere. Yeah. So Kylie posted a video of what Kendall thought was her nail, but it turned out to be her own tooth. Have a listen.
Did my nail just come off? Or was it my tooth?
They're in hysterics at this point.
You are not going to the next game today.
What? How did she chip her tooth? What
I
happened?
don't know how she chipped her tooth.
Oh, they were doing it.
There was a full chip.
Yeah, they do glove off boxing in the private jets.
Yeah,
that's how they do it, mate. They just belt the shit out of each other, which is good. I've tried that on a Virgin flight.
Guys, you know I get really emotional about my 2 boys, Tino, who's 7, and Rafi, who's 1.
Beautiful. Like, actually, you say to parents, oh, your kids are so cute. Your kids are actually beautiful.
You showed a photo from them this morning on the couch.
Yeah.
And look, and Em was like, look how cute they are. This is off the show, like the song's playing. And they're so cute. We said there are some ugly children out there.
Yeah.
These two are not.
The best thing about Em is you don't have to lie to her when you tell her how cute her kids are.
Isn't it so hard? Like there's a newborn baby, your friend shows, and they go, look at it, and you go, yes, there it is.
There it is.
Well, you don't say it's cute because it's ugly, but you can't say ugly. So you say generic statements. Look at the baby.
Yeah.
It's in the pram.
Have you seen? Is it when Janice on Seinfeld has a baby and her best friend is saying, yes, and she's like,
Janice on Friends?
Friends, yeah.
You said Seinfeld.
Oh, no. Oh, yeah, I did. Sorry, I mixed up.
Oh, my God.
Sorry.
Look at this baby.
No, you're right. Yeah.
Sorry,
It's Friends, yes.
Anyway, you have beautiful kids,
Anyway.
and the apple
That's
doesn't fall
important,
far from the tree.
Oh, thank you very much. You are both mummy's boys.
We are.
And because I have two boys, I do get worried that I'm going to not be needed anymore. And we were talking about Mother's Day last week, and this happened on the show. All any mum wants to know is that we're still valued even when you grow up. And as I'm saying this, I'm going to cry because eventually we'll feel redundant because the kids will grow up and do their own thing.
Oh, Em, no.
So just tell your mum how much you love her because it means everything to us. So I had a really nice moment with Tino the other day. He was at jiu-jitsu. He does that after school a couple of days a week.
His body's a weapon, that kid.
And he slipped on some water upstairs, smacked his chin open on a chair, and there's blood everywhere. And I didn't know this happened. I just get a call on the phone, and it's Enzo, and he says, we're coming home. And it's 20 minutes into his jiu-jitsu class. I'm like, what's going on? Anyway, he comes upstairs. Tino is in tears. He held it together in front of everyone because he was so embarrassed. And then Enzo's like, okay, well, we're going to have to go to, not only does he have a split chin, on the other side, he's got a massive, like, golf ball sized bruise on his face. And they were going to go straight to urgent care. And he's like, he insisted that we come home because we needed to get a hug and a kiss from mum first. And I was like, oh, thank God, he still needs me.
I said this to you last week, Em, as you already said, as two of the great mummy's boys, right? Jim and myself, we are it's so in love with our mums. We call them all the time, constantly.
Yeah.
We are always going to need our mums. So much so that I promise you, it will get annoying when he's 32 and he's asking you how car insurance works.
I'll be like, piss off, figure it out
I promise you, we will always need our mums.
Look, it's extremely difficult. I think because like my mum, she went through IVF for like 15 years to only have me. She came from a big family. She wanted a big family, and I didn't appreciate that enough till I was older.
Yeah,
of the physical stuff that she went through for it, and then the financial stress to put on the family to pay for it. It's cheaper now. It's still expensive, but back then, because mum's nearly 70. But I moved out of home when I was 17 or 18, and again, I didn't understand how much that broke her. Her only child leaving the nest at such a young age to go. Like, again, I lived, we grew up in Gundawindi. I lived in Brisbane. I lived in America. I travelled. I lived in Hobart. I'm in Sydney now, and, she's still there. But I think the thing is, like, we've had conversations since, and I didn't realise how much that hurt her. Because she's like, my son didn't need me. He was like, bang, I could go out into the world. And she cried, like, telling me this. But I'm like, it was only because the way that she raised me.
That you could do that.
Yes. Yeah. The way she taught me to speak to people, to be respectful to people, how to treat women. Like, everything that she taught me allowed me to leave home at such a young age and do this. Like, to chase my dream. Like, I've wanted to do this that we do now for such a long time. Like, it's all her. And I've told her that since. But again, there will be a time where your kids will leave, and I'm sure it'll wreck you. Like, it will, I want to swear then, like, it will destroy you.
Yeah. But because they become such a focal part of your life. Yeah. Like, I love my job and I love coming here every day, but in the back of my mind, I'm always thinking of the boys. How can I make their lives better, more fun, more love-filled,
Let me
more
tell
joyous?
You are such a phenomenal mum, and the lessons that you've ingrained in your kids, they will carry forever. The stuff that
so.
No, they absolutely, because my like the stuff, like, we have things that Jimmy and I say to each other, and we call it the Kathy Roy rule, just from things that my mum has taught me. Things that sound cliche, but they are so embedded in the way that you're grown up, treating people with kindness, regardless. You're not knowing what people's situations are behind, the way that they treat you, all that kind of stuff. It sounds cliche, I know, but when you're born and raised into a family like that, honestly, think of your boys like a boomerang, right? You throw them, mate. You have the power and the strength to throw them, they're always coming back.
Oh, thank God.
But They will. Like, again, like, you know, I always call my mum. Mum lives in Gundy and she come down. She stayed with me recently. Like, we still have wonderful times together. But it is, like, there will be that time where they leave and it will be a reflection on you as a mother. Like, them leaving and going into the world will be because you've raised them the right way and the success that they have is from you and the things that you've taught them and instilled in them. So, yeah, I know it will happen, you know, not soon. There's still a long time for that, but it will. And it's take it as a reflection of how amazing you are as a mother, not that they're running away from this woman that they love.
Yeah. I'm not that scary that they're running away and never coming back.
No. And you know, when they do eventually leave home, I will make it my mission. Every time I graze my knee, I'll call you for a kiss and a cuddle.
Okay, all right.
Nathan, another week. Am I right?
Done and dusted.
week.
You are right.
Dusted.
It's Friday.
Yes.
Jeez.
Click in, click out. You know
punch
what I mean?
in, punch out,
my
punch
God.
on.
Yes, mate. Yes. Punch bomb.
I'm going to the pub this afternoon and throw a few.
Oh, mate, let me
Sink
tell you.
a few and throw a few. That's what I always say.
Just around the rugby league.
Hey, look, we're going to find out who our cow is. That is our caller up week. And to find that out, we need to take a little look back at the week that was.
Well, here we are again. It's time to look back at another week. And as always, we never stop learning about this amazing team. Jimmy let us know his heritage this week.
No, I did a DNA test, and I turns out I'm 100% that bitch.
I'm a boss. I'm a boss. I'm a shine like
Nath is just begging to be arrested.
Oh, take me in the paddy wagon, officer.
And Emma dropped a brand new song this week called Sandstorm, the Chow remix. Make sure you annoy Shawnee B on 131060 all day by requesting the Chow remix of Sandstorm. He'll love it. Moving on to some of our non-Moonies this week. We asked you who needs to be brought down a peg. Alicia gave us a call.
So, in my Pilates class, there is this one girl. She thinks she owns the place. Always at the front. She's always wearing the best bra and undies, basically, combo.
Okay.
And she turns things into like a gymnastics class. Go away. If you want to go to gymnastics, go to that class. You don't need to be shown your skills in our class.
I mean, my partner says it when she goes Pilates. I think they should do, like, Alicia, separate classes.
Yeah,
so, like, you know,
for the hot ones.
Yes.
The girls or the good girls?
Yeah.
Well, Leash, what do you want to say to the hot Pilates pretzel lady who got the best bra and undies at the front? What do you want to say to her? Bring it down, Leash.
Go away.
As much as I would love to keep what she actually said in, I have been told we are starting to swear too much on this show, which is a bit... Hey, I was going to say annoying, not an F-bomb. You Okay, that time I did. Moving on, we dived into the underbelly of Sydney this week with your forged signature stories, like this one from Stacey.
I had to go to the bank to get some cash out for our bond. So it's a big amount of cash, like a few thousand.
Yeah.
And my flatmate, who was my best friend, gave me her card to get her share out. And I went into the bank and I was like, sweet, I'll just swipe the card, put the pin in, all will be good. And they're like, all right, no worries, just sign here and we'll give you your cash. And I'm like, oh, okay. So I quickly scribbled something and they're like, oh, that doesn't look right. I was like, oh, yeah, I've changed it. And they're like, do you remember what your old one is?
Oh.
So they gave me another go, still completely wrong. And he looks at me and he's like, okay, and gives me the cash.
Okay.
What?
Stacey, I want you to know, with all due respect, you have just admitted to bank fraud on the show.
Ross the mechanic called in this week with a story of true love. A story that will leave you in tears of joy about how he met his partner. Yep, he met her at the servo next door.
Mate, I was a mechanic and right next door I saw this absolute glamour pull in. She was filling up a car. I literally walked straight over to her and said, love, do you want fries with that shake?
What?
Oh,
Yeah, she's come back out, had a giggle, wrote a number on a bit of paper, give it to me. I give her a phone call a few days later. I said, oh, do you want to come round for a barbecue?
Yeah.
And haven't been able to get rid of her since.
Stop it, Russ! us.
Are you
What a
together?
legend.
Are you? Is your part? Are you married?
She's my fiance. We're soon to get married if she keeps playing the cards right.
Ah, true love. And on the wedding night, Russ will be dipping his fries into some mayo. And finally this week, we asked you on 131060, when were you wrongly accused? And Maddie left us all shocked.
I was returning from a trip overseas and going through the airport waiting at the baggage carousel, and my bag hadn't shown up. But there was only one left on the carousel and it looked exactly like mine because I have a pink suitcase. So I decided to pick it up and take it through customs in hopes of finding the person who had taken my bag. And a customs officer ended up stopping me for a random search and found several illegal drugs and illegal weapons and just a bunch of mixed things in a bag. And I was basically interrogated for 8 hours trying to plead that it wasn't my bag and I was innocent.
Now, Maddie did go into a lot more detail, 4 minutes to be exact, so to hear the full thing, check it all out on the Jimmy and Nath Show with Emma podcast on the Listener app. Insert listener sting to keep the bosses happy.
Listener.
Hey, I hope that sweet podcast money's going to trickle down to us sweet radio people. And on that note, I'm Audio Bones. Until next week,
On fire each and every week. Of course, there can only be one call of the week, one cow mooing their way onto the paddock. And this call of the week is not only going to score themselves some limited edition Jimmy Nath Budgie Smuglets, Jim, the gold platinum of prizes, but also they're going to score themselves 4 tickets to go and see Katy Perry, global superstar Katy Perry, bringing her Lifetimes tour, presented by Snaffle to Sydney's Kudos Bank Arena, June 9. Tickets on sale now, tegdainty.com for info. Who we got?
Look, the cow could only be Maddie from Kalani.
Oh, Maddie!
Oh my God, thank you so much, guys. Oh my God, that is so exciting. I love Katy Perry.
Congratulations, Maddie. And all it took was for you to be a drug mule.
Accidental mule.
Accidental.
Sorry, accidental. You got to, you need to clarify on there. Congratulations, Maddie. You're going to Katy Perry. Can supply the concert.
Was that what that was?
Thank you so much, guys.
Well done, and you scored yourself some Jimmy Nath Budgie Smuglets, Maddie. You ever worn some Smuglets before?
I haven't, but maybe I'll give them to my dad.
Yeah, we can get smugglers.
Smugglers
for the boys.
I wear mine, Maddie. I wear my Smuglets to swimming every Sunday with my kids.
I haven't worn them. I will wear them.
It's like it's a one piece.
Yeah, they're the women's.
Sorry,
I should. They're the women's
we're
ones,
not just
Maddie.
sending you the men's one. The men's.
No, it's like a swimsuit. Actually, fits really nicely too. Good quality.
That would be quite. Yeah, that would be mean if we just sent you the men's bottoms and go enjoy Bondi.
Did anyone hear you talking about it? Was it yesterday on the show, Matt?
Yeah, yesterday, Matt. Did anyone hear you accidentally be a drug mule on air, Maddie?
I mean, I was in the office, so a few people heard me telling a story and had so many questions. But, loved it.
Yeah, heaps of people kept trying to steal your bag at work. Going,
Lots of questions. Can I have some?
Sharing's caring. Maddie, well done. You are officially a cow. Welcome to the paddock. The last thing we need you to do is give us your longest, loudest moo. Can you do that for us, Maddie?
Of course.
When you're ready, Mads, take it away, you big accidental drug mule.
Moo!
Today's Jimmy and Nath Show with Emma are off to grab a bargain. And you can too with Chemist Warehouse. Stock up and save now with the Chemist Warehouse half-price cosmetics sale. Cool, bro.